Hi everyone, welcome back to the Dr. Sia channel. In the video here today, we're going to be talking about avoidant attachment and the family environment that results in an avoidant attachment. Let's get started. All right, so what does the family environment that results in a child developing an avoidant attachment to their caregivers look like? This discussion is really huge, and I could be talking about this for hours and hours and hours on end, and maybe perhaps at the end of all of the videos that I've created here on the channel, maybe they'll all kind of come together and cohesively explaining what that's like. And if you don't want to watch all of my videos, there's something called the Handbook of Attachment. There's a book that you can buy, and it will explain all this to you. It's a thick book, so it's a lot to read there. But anyway, so stick with me on this little snippet of what it's like in the family environment of a person with an avoidant attachment. And then afterwards, I'll also explain ambivalent and disorganized in subsequent videos and possibly even secure attachment. So I won't preface that with this idea that there's actually just a snippet. Okay, so what is it like in the family environment? By and large, what you want to be looking for is a family environment where the child's experience was that of criticism, was that of judgment, was that of not being accepted for who they genuinely are, and was that of emotions are bothersome, their emotionality is avoided, meaning it's just not really paid attention to, or it's bothersome when it comes up. By and large, children who grow up in avoidant or in families where they develop an avoidant attachment, you think about it this way, that when the child was crying, when the child was upset, and the parent came towards them to fix the problem, the parent came towards them and fixed the problem through a series of criticisms, through a series of judgments, through a series of letting the child know how they have done one thing or the other wrong. For example, I'll give you an example. So a patient of mine says, all right, well, a patient of mine with an avoidant attachment says that their childhood experience was that whenever they were upset about their own failures as a pianist, so they would try to play really good piano and their parent would really encourage their piano playing, that whenever they were kind of upset and frustrated and they couldn't do it anymore and they dropped it, their parent would come up to them and rather than soothe them and say, okay, it's fine, you tried, you'll try again later, let me give you a cup of tea, let me give you some encouragement, let me give you a hug, let me give you a cuddle, let's focus on something else for now, then when you're ready again, you can get back in there. Rather than that, their experience was that the parent would come in and immediately pick on something that they had done wrong. So, yeah, well, maybe you'd be able at playing the piano better if you had focused better yesterday, if you had just done your studies last night, if you hadn't skipped 2 or 3 times this week, then you would be better at it already and you wouldn't have to be frustrated. You can see, well, that kind of sounds logical. Yes, if you practice more, then you will be better and you would actually maybe not have that issue there in that moment. All fine and well. But in a moment like that, when you are upset with yourself, when you're frustrated with how you're going, and you need someone to support you and remind you that you're actually doing fine and you're actually okay and you haven't made a mistake and that it's natural in learning to have obstacles and that you can overcome those obstacles, it's not helpful to hear about all the other mistakes you've made prior to that. And I know it sounds like, well, is that enough for someone to develop an avoidant attachment? But that snippet there, when repeated and extrapolated, when expanded or generalized onto how the parent generally treats the child, that when they are hurt, the parent approaches them with more criticism, with more judgment, with more ideas around how you got other things subsequently wrong, that, in a way, is the pinnacle, if you will, of the avoidant attached family. Family filled with criticism judgment, lack of acceptance for who you are genuinely as a person, and also generally with an outlet. That if you could just be better at studies, better at your work, better at your piano, better at this or that, that would actually satisfy the family system even more. So then the person with an avoidant attachment generally tends to develop this sense that they can be better as a human being if they do better as a human being. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you like. If you did enjoy it, please share it. Please let other people know about this channel. And thanks so much, and I'll see you again for the next one.